So what's interesting about just listening to you speak, you said you got started in training, right? So in MMA and ended up finding, Team Oyama through a friend. But, you said Forrest Griffin's book, you read that. That kind of sets you into a path for your career. You got your friend that you look up to as what sounds like a brother and a mentor. You got this book. Now you're kind of pouring into your team. Have you always had that personal development, I guess, kind of desire, or where did like reading and that come from?
For sure, it's always been important. Not like I used to be a lot more on podcast videos like that, but there's definitely like the books I've read have taught me so much how to communicate to people, how to like expand the business, grow the business. And when you start like reading it, like I said, like you've seen other people go through these struggles. I really like biographies now because you've seen like the greatest people. Like Jeff Bezos has this picture of himself with Amazon written in spray paint on his wall, and like that's how my garage was. We had like a crudely drawn JD sign like that I just posted up on my little office in my home. And like you see like, hey, this guy went there and now he's like a fucking billionaire. Like he just kept with it. He had a vision. He didn't stray from his path. He knew what was right and trusted himself. And then like when you see other people do it like that, you read their story, you read like the trials and tribulations they've had. You're like, fuck, dude, this guy did it. Like maybe I could try his strategy for this. Maybe you just see different patterns in life when you start like connecting it through what other people have gone through. So trying to learn from other people's mistakes instead of making them myself and be like, fuck, I shouldn't have done that. Yeah.
Any particular book that stands out that, I mean, obviously that's been impactful for you and your team. Is there any other particular books that you're like, hey, this has been impactful, maybe not to your business, maybe to your training or maybe to your mindset or maybe to your relationships, or any particular book?
I think How to Win Friends and Influence People is probably the biggest impact that it's had on me, the biggest book that impacted me the most. Because like I said, like, I was very brutish.
Yeah.
Like I do everything through like, listen to me or I'll fuck you up. Right. Like that was more my style, you know. But
I mean, it still works. Right?
There's definitely a subtlety. It does work, but like you gotta keep it in the back pocket. You can't just lead with that. Like it's definitely not the right one.
Option one. That's right. That's like option C or D.
Yeah, like it's gotta be a little lower, you know. But like the subtle art of like communicating with people and how to like express yourself in a way that people are like, fuck, I want to listen to this guy talk. Like. Yeah. And connect with people, like take interest in their interest, and just the lessons that book teaches definitely helped me create more bonds with people.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and like any business is all about relationships, all about bonds, all about connecting with people. Like when we started connecting more with the high schools community, we saw a big influx in our business because we're like they like us. We're cool people naturally, but how do we get people to like buy into our concept and like us? You know, because if they like us, they'll come to the shop.
For sure. So talk to us about that. So you have a new concept. You're here in Placentia. Why did you choose Placentia? Besides the fact that this was, available space that was already built out.
I've always loved this city, you know. The downtown, we used to come with my family all the time to Tlaquepaque and El Farolito. Like, I don't know, just the vibe of the town when we came in. We walked around for like a little bit, kind of saw everything, saw the people. Everyone kind of knows each other. It's like an older city. The story of the city is great. The big water tower on the side,
epic, yeah.
Yeah, once you like walk around and look outside, like the vibe of the town is really nice.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, the vibe of the town and what you're building here, like there's a lot of alignment. Like even when you drive up and you see the sign there that's on the corner, and you pull up, I'm like, oh man, I dig it.
Yeah,
that's super cool.
Makes you hungry every time you see that corner. Big chicken sandwich on there, man.
So, talk to us about that. So you mentioned, hey, in the very beginning there were some question marks, right? Hey, we thought it would come off a little bit faster. You make some adjustments from what sounds like you made some adjustments with your team and what your team was doing. You mentioned right now that, hey, getting out of the restaurant and getting into the community and start building relationships. How did you start building relationships with some of the schools and some of the people in town here?
Honestly, I've sent like thousands of emails, thousands of DMs. Like we used to flyer all the time. So like anyone who's parked in the city at one point has had our flyer on their car. So we just like... anytime backed into the corner, I think we can get out by just either swinging and putting your head down and going, you know? So that's what we did. Like thousands of emails, tried to talk to anyone. Anytime we go to a community event, we started going to the chamber events. The chamber's been huge for us.